First question is about bond energy and its dependence. Okay, so in first question, nearly 85% people has already given the correct answer. So the first question was the high bond energy in a crystal lead. So bond energy, you need to understand bond energy or atomic bonding has an impact on many properties, majorly E, elastic modulus, melting point, and coefficient of expansion, uh, thermal shock resistance. Okay, so if we, the bond energy, or you can say modulus, is directly proportional to bond energy. Okay. Whenever elastic modulus will come in will come in front of you, the only thing which should come in your mind is stiffness. Remember always, modulus means stiffness. So stiffer the material means you can't easily bend it or you can't easily stretch it. Like the steel is stiffer than the rubber. So stiffness means what? Higher the bond energy, higher will be elastic modulus E. Because stiffness means all about it. It is all about the stretching. So expanding the interatomic spaces, increasing the interatomic separation by force. Okay, and after unloading, it has to recover itself. So the force by which you have to stretch the material, individual atoms, to expand it or to stretch it, that force is going to give you the stiffness. Okay, so if you plot force versus interatomic separation, so you'll get something like this plot. So the force, when the force will become zero, that distance is called equilibrium distance, and the tangent of this curve is called modulus, df by dr. So you can see that actually the modulus is, or stiffness is, change in force with respect to distance, interatomic separation. So if you need to apply higher force to stretch some material, it means this material has higher stiffness or higher modulus. So directly proportional to bond energy. There is no any other comment. Okay, this is really important. Why E is equal to df by dr is important, because suppose any question, if in GATE they have designed the F something like the F is a function of R. So let's say they have given something like a by r to the power 4 and plus b by r to the power 3, and if they will ask, find out the modulus E. Okay, elastic modulus E. So if they will ask, find out the bond length, then you can go and watch my video. Okay, I have already given. But if they will ask modulus, then you need to follow this expression. The first differential of force with distance is going to give you modulus. So it's important to know this. Okay, so I hope you understand. Okay, so we were discussing the modulus, how modulus is going to depend on bond energy. It is directly proportional. Okay, now if you have higher bond energy, that means that it's not easy to separate individual atom. Okay, and melting is all about separating them. So if bond energy is high, so melting point is also going to be high. So your melting point is directly proportional to bond energy. Then alpha, thermal expansion coefficient. So I've already told you that if bond energy is really high, means bonding forces are really high. It's not easy to expand, right? It's not easy to stretch. So higher the bond energy, lower will be expansion coefficient. So expansion coefficient is inversely proportional to bond energy. And then we have next term, TSR, thermal shock resistance. So if you can easily stretch it now, so if it will not have space to go for stretching, let's take glass. So glass, they will not accommodate even 1 mm strain inside it. If you stretch by 1 mm glass, it will break. Okay, so shock resistance means it is observing all the thermal shock, all the thermal stresses uh, that we calculate using sigma is equal to E alpha delta T. So if you change the temperature by delta T, you are applying a stress, okay, in form of shock, and it will give sigma is equal to E epsilon. So when you apply delta T temperature, you'll have epsilon strain. Okay, so if higher the strain means what? See, glass has very low thermal expansion coefficient because of very low strain, very low strain developed inside them when we change the temperature. So very low strain means they're not going to fail. So higher the strain, resistance is going to be really low. Okay, so you need to minimize the strain so that its thermal shock resistance will be really high. So it means that lower the strain means lower expansion or higher bond energy. So what do you understand? What should be the thermal shock resistance? It will increase or decrease while increasing bond energy. How can you tell that whether the material has higher thermal shock resistance or not? If the material is expanding very small, okay, it will not fail. Simple. So it means if the expansion is really low, expansion is really low, strain is really low, your thermal shock resistance is going to be high. Means it is not going to fail with thermal shock. Okay, and how strain is going to be low? When expansion is low, means alpha is low. Alpha, how you'll get alpha low? When bond energy is going to be high. So when you increase bond energy, the thermal so expansion coefficient will decrease, hence the strain will decrease, hence the thermal shock resistance will increase. So you can see that arrow mark, the bond energy will increase, thermal shock resistance will increase. So TSR is going to, actually TSR is directly related to alpha.
Yes, sir.
Inversely proportional, but alpha is representing what? Bond energy. So you can put alpha is equal to inversely proportional. So TSR is directly proportional to bond energy. I don't think, is there anyone who has any doubt here?
Sir, can you explain modulus, relation between modulus and bond energy once more?
Okay, so modulus means stiffness. Stiffness means how stiffer the material is. Means you cannot easily stretch. Like if you talk about modulus of steel and rubber, you obviously say that, sir, steel is stiffer than rubber. Means you cannot easily stretch steel. So modulus of steel is higher. So stiffness means you cannot easily stretch it. You cannot separate the atom. You cannot increase this interatomic distances. Higher the distances, lower will be stiffness. Is it clear? Higher the stretching, lower will be stiffness. Means it is so soft that you are stretching it a lot. Like from here in this expression, E is equal to dF by dr. So higher the dr value, the stretching, lower will be stiffness. The formula is also saying the same. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So if bond energy will be high, you cannot easily stretch, na? So its stiffness will directly go up. Clear?
Okay, sir, I understand.